Thank you very much for joining us. I'm going to talk about Passage to ASEAN, and that is relevant because at this moment, Rangsit University is actually the host of the Secretariat of Passage to ASEAN, or P2A, as we like to call it. To make the ASEAN Economic Community, but also ASEAN as a whole, a success, we must prepare the next generation for the events, because the next generation is actually the generation that's going to live in ASEAN and hopefully build it into this peaceful and harmonious and prosperous region. What this means is that ideally every single ASEAN student, every single citizen, should have the knowledge and the understanding about every country in ASEAN, all the 10 countries. Why is it so important? Knowledge about each other, understanding each other, that is the foundation to build up respect, and from respect at the end, friendship can follow. This is a huge challenge, but this is exactly what P2A does. It provides a tool with unlimited capacity to engage every single student and every single institute in every country of ASEAN. All right, let's get to it. Let's start with this ASEAN community. Now, 2015 seems a long time away, but actually it's only 600 days from now. And that means that we have 600 days towards great opportunities. Now, these opportunities, this free movement of goods, what I talked about, but it's also going to be a community with 600 million citizens in ASEAN. And these 600 million people are going to form the 8th largest economy in the world. We need to prepare ourselves for that. What we need is a generation that is competitive, well educated, and it has the competencies to succeed and to deal with all these different societies within the ASEAN community. They have to have, what I said before, knowledge and understanding about ASEAN and the people. Why knowledge and understanding? Because only when you really understand other people, you can start feeling a form of respect, and with that you can become friends. That was when Passage to ASEAN came into existence. And what it really is, it's a network of like-minded institutes that work together in preparing the students in the region. And for that, we have designed a very logical process that again is accessible for every student and every institute in the region. But we could not answer the question, how can we bring every student to every country? Until all of a sudden it hit us. If we cannot bring every student to every country, then we have to find ways to bring every country to every student. In the second step, we wanted to give them knowledge. History books may not be on the top of the list of things that students want to study, but you need to know the background of countries, because behaviors of people often come from their historical history and from their geographical environment. If you do not study that, it is very difficult to understand why certain people behave in certain ways. Now, of course, we also wanted to give them hands-on experience. And we believe that if they would have this exposure, knowledge, and this experience, we could actually assess their readiness for ASEAN and even certify them. Now, how does it work? Let me go briefly through that. First step. What we did is we developed what we call a virtual ASEAN. It is a really cool way where we use technology to bring every country to every student. Second part, that's a nice one. We wanted to teach them, right? And we also knew that they don't really want to learn. So what we did, and we did it together with our friends in Vietnam, Untitled University, we actually built a very nice and fun mobile app that fits the behavior of today's students. Now, that app is launched already. It is now available on App Store and Google Play. And then the tough part. experience. For experience, you can't get around the fact that people physically have to travel. And we developed the ASEAN journey. What we knew what we had to do, we had to make it much more easy and much more cheap than regular traditional student mobility is. And then, of course, we believed after these 3 steps, we should assess the knowledge and the readiness from the students, and we give them a P2A certificate. So what we did over the last 14 months, we developed this network of partners throughout ASEAN who now join P2A. These partners, and that is really important when it comes to mobility, they all agree to exactly the same structure, the same activities, and the same expenses. More importantly, you only have to send your students to the first university, because under this agreement, the first university will make sure they get to the second, to the third, etc., etc. So we don't have to find out all these logistics. No, our partners throughout the region do that for us. It becomes more cheap because we strongly encourage public transportation for 2 very important reasons. First of all, what do you see when you're up in the air? And what do you see when you spend 16 hours in bus with the local population? But moreover, it's cheap. If you, many of you online has become member already, just very quickly for the people who are interested to join, it is as simple as the rest. You go to the website and read the charter and the framework. Now, it is very simple, but at the same time critical, because that is what we said, our common vision that we all share and that we all work towards to. Now, then you simply register online. That's a 5-minute thing. Of course, very briefly, the website, p2a.asia. More interesting, follow us on Facebook, because there you see videos from students who are on trips. You see the stories, you see the pictures, you see news as well, you see all our partners. I would like to leave our friends who joined this first Google Hangout, one of the 100 Hangouts on air that we have in Thailand today, with the thought of our president as a student backpacking through the region. I think it is an inspiration for all of us. Thank you very much for your comments. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.